Muted.
Hi, this is Helen Watt. Thank you so much for joining our Magic Moments monthly team webinar. And we just want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to connect with your team, to hear what's been happening with Youngevity, new products, specials, to hear what's coming. That's always exciting. And to just network together. So I just want to give you a heads up on what our agenda is tonight. We've got a 1-week countdown to Leadership Summit, which is really exciting. We've got a nice folks going to that. We're also going to tell you and remind you how you can connect to team meetings and events and even participate with us live at Summit. I've also got a quick update on Snap to Finish, as well as updates on other products, specials, and April auto ship offerings. And then we're going to talk and train just for a few minutes about David Allen Capital, which is our newest acquisition. You're going to hear a lot more about this at the Summit Convention, but this is actually a product that's available to you now. So anyone that jumps into that is going to have a nice head start. And then I'm super excited to have Debby Lazarone, a leader out of the Midwest in Oregon on Maureen's team, who's going to join us tonight as our guest trainer on social selling. And Debbie's also going to lead us into our call to action. So let's jump right into this fun meeting. Okay, power up for the Youngevity Leadership Summit. This is in a week from today, Wednesday morning, I guess. Actually, I'll be flying out to California. I know that Debbie and Lee are actually going to get there on Tuesday, and you can see the fun group of people coming. I've actually color-coded you so you can see the different teams that these people lead, and we invite you to follow us on Periscope. That is where we will probably put most of the broadcasts. They do disappear in 24 hours, but you can watch them anytime you want following that. So in order to follow us on Periscope, you have to have a Twitter account first. No, that does not mean you have to tweet or do any of that. Just set up a Twitter account, and then that's a free app, and then you'll be able to download the free Periscope app, set that up as well, and then find YGY Club to follow us. We may do some things through Facebook Live, but we're pretty much going to do all of it through Periscope. So we're going to broadcast things right from the convention. I should have a front row seat, so that's going to be pretty exciting, as well as you never know when I might go live and have you talk directly with brand managers. So that's pretty exciting. And if you're on Periscope and you follow us and you're new, please send me a text so that I can follow you back. That's how it becomes interactive. If I'm not following you, even if you're not posting anything, then you won't be able to chat with us through the live presentation, okay? So just, I encourage you all to do that. It's going to be a lot of fun. So how else can you connect with your team? So I put this slide together because over here on the left, this series of events is what's actually in our Magic Moments Facebook group. I don't put all the corporate calls in here or anything like that, but these are actual events that you can attend either in person or sometimes virtually, and they're all across the country. So any of the leaders that are having events in their area, you can see that Maureen's events out in the Northwest are on here, my events in Maryland, Virginia are on here. When we get them over in Maryland with Kathy Miller, we put them up. So if you've got an event happening in your area, we would love to know about it. This also goes if you want to do a social selling event with a group of people or anything like that. And then I do put the corporate events in here like Leadership Summit, Live the Life You Want, things like that for your long-range planning. So that's just a great place for you to check. The weekly YGY Club events have been going really well, and we've gotten some great feedback from people who are watching them either live or later on Periscope, and a lot of those videos are going up on our YouTube channel. Next, in 2 weeks, we'll actually be doing this one via Periscope. I've already set up some time with Brandy Brown, who's the brand manager of Four Tails Only. You might have heard the great presentation she did on Rhonda Anderson's training call today. The first Tuesday of the month, Rhonda Anderson does OMSL or Team Fusion training call. And so Brandy came on and did a whole slideshow, which I have uploaded into our team files. Feel free to use that as you reach out about For Tails Only, but we're going to share live right from Anaheim. And then the Upcycle Sweater is the first team-wide community service project that we have launched. We did it here last week. Maureen is doing it at her place out in Oregon on Saturday. If you want to start it in your area, just reach out to either Maureen and I, and we'll make sure you have the instructions. It's super easy and fun. It's a great way to meet people in your community and to make a difference to those around you. And it's absolutely something that can happen all year long, even if you don't live in an area where it's cold. So just look for those kinds of ways that you can get connected to your team. Okay, who is excited about Snap to Finish? You guys, I could just jump up and down and scream. I'm so excited about this. We've been having weekly strategy sessions with this, about this and about all the memory keeping brands. You can see this is the official logo. I love that. It's a little camera on a book, so it kind of tells our history as well as the future of digital, which is really fun. And we will be launching this at Anaheim, and it will be in a pilot program. So I just want to make sure you understand that much like the social selling is currently in a beta program, that's an opportunity to get feedback, to work out little kinks. So we're still figuring out if that's going to be an open pilot program or one that people are nominated to. So if you're interested in that, please just drop me an email, a text, or a message, and let me know if you would like to participate. Some of you I've already heard from, but I'm very, very excited about this, you guys. I know you're going to love it. It absolutely is the future of digital publishing. It is not replacing Heritage Maker, so your Heritage Maker Studio will still be there and all of the flexibility that that offers. This is an additional platform for all kinds of new people that are taking pictures that you can reach out to. So let's keep going with our memory keeper brands and what's going on with them. OMFL has got a beautiful auto ship put together. They actually have two different options of that auto ship. So what I posted here was option one, but they both include the Floral Flourish by Katie Petit, as well as the new Palm Green cover set. And there are 5 gorgeous new colors, and if you have not seen those, just go look on the OMFL stuff anywhere, in your back office, on Pinterest, in our Facebook album. All those colors are gorgeous, but that's the auto ship. So anybody who wants that, that's what's going to come in your shipping. If you're interested in Anthology, they've got a new DIY auto ship put together, and that's the Canvas Exchange Kit 2. Now that does come with the blocks. So if your person didn't jump into it last month, they can jump into it this month and get these new Canvas Exchange. If they want, last month is still available, and they can also buy the blocks separately and the canvases separately. So that's part of it, as well as the flower and frame embellishments kit. And I just got that kit in. If you love lots of pieces and frames to put together, you're going to love that kit. It has tons of pieces in it. And then the last thing is in Heritage Makers. Our brag bags are on sale. Now, I did put a deadline out there for Mother's Day because that's the first Sunday in May. So sooner rather than later is when you want to be working with folks on those. The brag bags come in 3 sizes, and remember that smaller bucket bag is the one that the fabric on the inside can be edited. The 10% savings is on the base price of the bag. So any additional upgrades, which include the photo on the other side, 2 handles to 1, leather trim, or the interior fabric change, those are all a different additional costs. But the 10% is off the base price of the brag bag. And if you are in one of our club programs, you will save additional money that way as well. So now's a great time to jump into that. Can also be used as a tote bag, right? And if you don't want to put photographs on it, you can put positive quotes or beautiful artwork or scenery pictures. All of that looks gorgeous on our brag bag. I want you to also make sure you've got on your calendar that every single month, the 4th Tuesday of the month, Stacy Croninger, who is the head of memory keeping at corporate, she leads a memory keeping call. So what's exciting about this call is that she's always giving you like a little sneak peek about what's happening the following month. So I love jumping on her call. They are recorded and archived if you missed them, and I always put the recordings out there, but it's just nice to mark this on your calendar. So to get registered, just go to Youngevity.com, then click on Resources, go to Calls, and you'll see this live registration link right next to this picture, as well as all the other calls that corporate offers. Other auto ships. So the Aroma Share Club, you know that's the same number, 67955, always costs $50, but the contents change. So this month it's called Feeling the Love, and it's got neroli 10% and lavender mulat. And there's a great blog article that I just put together on our Tumblr that includes all the recipes for April. And so all of that information is out there. And if you love essential oils like I do, this might be a great way for you to jump in and save some money. Talking about saving money, the April Joy of the Month for our Soul Purpose brand, that always has a cost of $35, but it not only gives you $50 QV, you get free shipping on it. So this is a great collection for people to jump into, and you can see it's got our body butter and our body polish, all in this amazing sandalwood scent, and it even has a little free gift with it. So if you've not checked out Soul Purpose, that's a great product to check out, and you can get it in your auto ship. Okay, Four Tails Only, going back to a little bit earlier today, right? Brandy was a guest on Rhonda's call. And so she talked about some of the different Four Tails Only products. So I put a screenshot here of just some of them. There's a lot. And the reason we have a lot more products now is because we're rebranding some of the products that were under other brand names. For instance, Athrodex and Perpetual have been a longevity staple for a really long time. Doc Wallach, you know, was a veterinarian, and the Athrodex for dogs and cats, and really all animals. Some people even put it down with the chicken feet. The Athrodex is like the 90 for life. Bodhi's on the Perpetual, that helps with an aging liver, so that's really a really good anti-aging product. And then the other products that used to be under another brand were like these beef supplements were under Stay Natural with Stan Dennison and the TMR products, as well as the Odor Be Gone. And then the dental chews, the crack, the peanut butter bones, all of that stuff came in with Four Tails Only. So what we're doing as a company to try to help people see things more clearly and have these verticals is just like we have an umbrella for memory keeping that has Heritage Makers, Our Memories for Life, and Anthology. We have an umbrella for our pet products called Four Tails Only. And these have all been rebranded to have all the same label. And there's really, really fun ideas to do parties. We put together that great presentation. You guys, you don't have to stumble through what to say. Just download that PowerPoint, write to your computer or even your iPad, show that at your party, talk about the product. You don't even necessarily have to have the products there to share about these. So I would just really encourage you to jump in, because people will absolutely spend money on their pets before they spend money on themselves. So that can really, just a couple of people a month can have a big impact in your business. Okay, more things happening. So MK Collab is cleaning house a little, if you will, and they are having a huge sale. So 50% off. Like this gorgeous dress comes in black and white. I know Amy Hookervorst owns it. She looks amazing in it, and holds the stuff in all the right places, but doesn't look like that. I mean, it's just really a gorgeous dress. They have lots of really beautiful things on sale. Now, as sizes and styles disappear, they will not be replaced. So what you see there today may or may not be there tomorrow. But come April 15th, they have said that all of those clothes are going to be gone. And they've got new things coming out we're going to talk about in a minute. But if you're looking for great, I think this dress is down to like $137, I think, something like that. So just amazing dress. And then if you know someone who loves fashion that wants to, sorry you guys, that wants to jump in and start a new business with an e-boutique, then not only can they use that $499 credit to go shopping, so think about it, they could be getting $1,000 worth of clothes for $499 if they shop all of the sale products, right? But they're also going to get a $50 credit for additional clothes as a bonus for jumping in as a new e-boutique owner. So think about your friends that love fashion and reach out and share those products with them. They might even want to use those credits, or you could too, to purchase any of our new active wear. So I love that some of our active wear are these trim leggings, while other ones are have a more flare boot bottom. We also have regular sizes and new curvy sizes. So this model is a size 14. She's a pretty well-known national model, and we were lucky enough to get her here at MK Collab. And so you can see how great those products look on her. And if you're going to Anaheim, you're going to be able to see them and try them on in person there. So I can't wait to see more about that. Why'd you go where? Okay, David Allen Capital. So what is this? Have you even heard about it yet? How can you share this new opportunity? What do we offer? How do I make money with this brand? And how can I market it to other people? So let's jump right in and answer those questions. Longevity International has added the David Allen Capital firm to our family of products so that we can now offer short-term small business loans from $20,000 to $500,000 through our David Allen Capital investment brokerage firm. This is our latest acquisition. It's not only great for small businesses, but it's also great income for yourself. It's really now money that pays you right away when that loan closes. So how can small businesses apply, and how do they even qualify? So qualifications are pretty simple. If you've been in business for at least 1 year, if you have a 500 or more FICO credit score, which is actually not even like a high score, like they say a high score is in the 700s, so a 500 or higher score, and if your business is bringing in over $10,000 a month in sales. So I know several people that own small businesses. You might too. You might have a friend who owns a local spa, or I've got a friend who owns a car dealership. I know that a friend of mine already booked a loan through David Allen Capital because his friend who has a business needed to buy a new truck for $30,000, and instead of going to the dealership to get a loan, he came to David Allen Capital through us and did that. So how do our lenders compare? We have faster funding times. We usually get you an answer today. We're transparent on our rates and our fees. We have minimal paperwork. We help you build that business credit. We'll help the business person, right, build their business credit. We value cash flow, not just credit score. So one of the things that they're providing when they apply, right, are their bank statements and bank deposit statements, things like that. And then you're going to get repeat customers, right, providing you constant commissions as well as team volume. And what that means is that businesses don't just borrow money one time usually, right? They have seasons in their business where they need to borrow again and again. If they love the service, they're going to come right back to it. We have world-class customer service provided by our lenders. And then one of the things that I liked is this automatic payback. Now, these are called micropayments, and you might not have heard of these before. I know they were fairly new to me, and I wasn't real sure about them, but honestly, they're set up, depending on the business loan, to be either daily or weekly payments deducted from a business checking account, so that there's no need to worry about, that should say missing a payment or having a large amount coming out of the account during a month. So where this is really beneficial to the business is, instead of having one payment of $1,000, let's just say once a month, then these are set up so that they're taking those micropayments out all week long based on as deposits are coming into the account and it's going back out in payment form. So it's really a win-win situation, helps keep our rates super competitive, and then also it's a win-win for you as well. So how do you earn money? So brokers, which is what you are, there's no test. Again, you're just going to go look at davidallencapital.com, scroll down to the bottom of the page and sign in there as a broker to get more information. And you're going to earn 50 to 80% of the CV, which equates to about 2 to 3% of the loan. So let's just take a look at what that could look like. If you have a $100,000 loan, if somebody needs $100,000, then that would equal about $1,000 in BV or QV for your team, and you would also get override commissions on anything that you personally enrolled or anyone in your team enrolled later down the road. What's also great about this is the person, the business borrowing money from you, they're not coming in as a distributor. They're not hearing all of that, all of that to be confused. They're just coming in to get a loan. They love the service. They refer their friends to it. It's really a win-win. So David Allen Capital had some postcards that they've been using, which looked very similar to this. I actually went on the site and modeled this after in Heritage Makers. And instead of ordering through them, I created them in Heritage Makers. I put them in our team account so that you can share it right to your personal account. And they're 4x6 postcards. They come with envelopes. I've already been handing mine out. You just personalize the back here. For my title, I put loan broker. And for your broker ID number, that's actually your longevity ID number. So they need that when they apply for their loan. And you can order these right through Heritage Maker, so it actually counts on as volume in your team instead of outsourcing that. So I just wanted to share this opportunity with you. You're absolutely going to hear a ton about this at Longevity Summit next week, but I just wanted you guys to have a jump start in it. I know that there's a lot of teams that are already booking a lot of loans, and I wanted to make sure that my team was up on that as well. So now I'm going to jump into sharing an absolutely delightful leader on my team. Debby Lazarone is simply amazing. She's got a lot of things that she's constantly juggling. She's involved in her business. She's involved in community service work. She works out all the time. She's connected to her community. She has phenomenal customer service, and she's always willing to share on our team. You see her post in our group and sharing ideas, and she really did some phenomenal training at the local meeting out in Oregon, and we wanted to make sure that all of you guys had access to that. So we invited her on to be a guest trainer on our team call tonight to teach you a little bit more about the why, the mechanics, the benefits of doing a longevity social event. So Debby, you should be on the call and live. You just unmute your phone.
I did already.
Yay! So thank you so much for being on our call today. I can't wait for everyone to hear from you, so I'm turning it over to you.
Thanks so much. You know, Helen, can you go back to that first slide, because there's a comment on there that I made on there, and that is that this new longevity social that has been offered to us for the past 2 months as a pilot program is truly a ticket to a new beginning in your business. And I'm not just saying that because I wanted to sound really exciting and fun on the call tonight. It really has changed my business and my behavior of my customers, which has made it a lot of fun. Again, it's like starting all over again. So let's talk about who longevity is. You know, a lot of us came to longevity through Heritage Makers and came in because of a former company, Creative Memories, going out of business, and so we had something, you know, we had to make a change, so here we are. Longevity is a company that's totally unique and completely different than what we've had in the past, in that before we only had a single product line to offer. And when you look at other party plan or direct selling companies, that's really what they are. If they sell candles, they sell candles. If they sold scrapbooks, that's what they sold, scrapbooks. But longevity, if you look at that, if you walk in the door of the House of Longevity, we have coffee, we have Soul Purpose, we have essential oils, we have Beyond Organics, we've got Anthology DIY, we've got mineral makeup, we've got Heritage Makers. I mean, you name it, pretty much we've got it, including what, you know, Helen just said just a few minutes ago. Now we even have small business loans. So our house, which started off kind of small in the beginning, is getting bigger and bigger. We keep adding additions to our business all the time. So when you look at the longevity, instead of having a single product line, we have over 2,500 products that we can share. And when you start working with these social events that we have, it's called Longevity Social, you can do a single product line. You can do a single product if you wanted. If all you wanted to do was just taste chocolate, you could have a chocolate tasting and just be showing that. Or you can combine a couple of them. You can combine a lot of them. For instance, when I do one with my pet products, I've also got a bucket that I made through Heritage Makers with the artwork. and applied it to like a paint bucket type thing that I got at Craft Warehouse. And I also have my little book that I made about my little dog Chicory right there. So I can cross-sell to anybody who falls in love with the products just beyond the treats that you can give or the Arthrodex or Perpetual. So you can combine all of these types of things into whatever you want to make your social event to be. So let's talk about what we're doing now, okay? We are all on our own auto ships, probably between $50 and $300 personal volume a month, and buying and switching where we're shopping. We might share the products with our friends and family, but that's not very duplicatable for everyone. Sometimes we hold ladies' nights out or other social events to get people together to introduce our products. Some of us hold business opportunity meetings to share the business, or we talk individually with our family and friends. We share our products that we love on our links with social media, but we are not duplicating and booking events once we get past our warm market. So once you've hit all your family and friends, or they've all run away from you because they don't want to hear from you anymore, we're kind of all dried up. So what do we know? Well, we know that Youngevity over the past several years has developed this acquisition model, and that we're bringing in more and more companies all the time. Many of these were former party plan distribution models like Neolicia and Full Purpose, and Creative Memories, and Heritage Makers was that too. Not that we brought it, we didn't bring Creative Memories in, didn't excuse what I said, but Heritage Makers. And there's a lot of demand for this type of distribution amongst the Youngevity field. But social selling is also what we call a hybrid party model, in that it can be done in your home, it can be done virtually, but it comes with company-funded perks. In the past, we had to buy our own hostess gifts or create something, but in this plan, Youngevity pays for everything, and it's really pretty cool to do this. So this product, or this Youngevity Social, is a product that's being introduced by Youngevity to support the party and social event that focuses on rewarding the hostess and offering incentives to buy tonight, and the opportunity to earn free products by hosting their own party or social event. So this is a hybrid model because the program is self-funded, so it doesn't take anything away from you. And it, excuse me, I lost my train of thought. And that what it does is it promotes the party plan part of it, but it also promotes you getting people on the auto ship or becoming distributors and building your residual income. So that's how it really differs from what we've had in the past. The party, or the Youngevity Social, also has been really well developed in its pilot program, and they now offer several different pieces of art for you to use in your invitations. The one that Helen's got up on the screen right now shows you the Neolicia, but there's also ones for anthology, for essential oils, for Tails Only, Heritage Makers, Mineral Makeup, Mia Boutique, Neolicia, Our Memories for Life, Soul Purpose, and the Youngevity Health. So you will look totally professional as you go into that. And like what Helen was saying earlier tonight, many of these brands already have scripted party notes for you. Like Brandy did this morning on the For Tails Only. It was an amazing presentation. The fun thing about that was that she read most of everything right off the screen, and so you could do the same thing and sound just as knowledgeable about the products as she did. So you'll be seeing a lot of these. You can also combine different things, and you can show different products all in one. So like I was saying with my For Tails Only party, I also have the buckets and the Heritage Makers book. in this slide here, you can see Maureen was doing a glitz and glam one where she was focusing primarily on the longevity brand of Mealicia. And, you know, very simple displays where she used the little gift bags for like an easel type of thing that to hold the jewelry. But she also made a dessert that had the essential oils. So while she was serving this, she could bring up the whole idea of the essential oils kind of as a hint, hey, guess what? We also have this. So you never know who you have in your audience. You never know what kind of thing they're thinking about at the moment. And just something as simple as that, serving that dessert and saying that it had essential oils from our Aroma Share Club could spark a new line of business for you. I happen to have had a Midnight Madness workshop on Friday night last week, and I had just opened up an order that I had gotten. It was actually all my free products, and I want to emphasize free products that I had in this very large box from Longevity, from the first, well, one of the first ones of the socials that I have done. And I had one of the new lip glosses in there. And, you know, in the past I've been kind of hesitant to really bring up a lot of different brands when I've got my scrapbooking people here, because I've got both paper and digital going on at the same time, and then we talk about anthology, and I was just a little bit hesitant to talk about other brands beyond that. But I decided I was going to show them this new lip gloss that came in, and the little light in the mirror, and that got conversations going, and somehow it just led to, we were talking about coffee and then chocolate and essential oils. And my workshop that usually has maybe $100 or a couple $100 in sales, all of a sudden last Friday night jumped to $671, just because I brought up other things. And I also used the opportunity to say, by the way, if you purchase $75, you will get a half price item, and that goes to every $75 that you spend. So many of my guests got not just one half price item, but a couple of them had two. And in fact, one of my guests said, yeah, that's all I want. And then I hit the place order, and she goes, oh, wait, never mind. I want to add this and I want to add that. So she's now got two, two orders and two half price items. So that was really pretty cool. All right, so what do we offer the hostess? There is a really nice flyer. If you go to Longevity Social Selling on Facebook, if you're not already a member, you can request to be one, and you can get all kinds of the artwork, the files that they have, plus they have this hostess plan sheet that you see on the screen right now. So you as a hostess, let's use the party that I had last Friday night. I had $671 in sales as the host. So that falls in that second line of the information on the screen. Thank you, because I'm doing the same thing with my cursor, Helen, and I know nobody can see that. So I'm going to get 20% of that $671, plus I'm going to get 50% off of one item. Well, I know that if I just get a little bit more, which I can also place an order within my own party, I can bump that up to the $750 mark. But just at the point that we are right now, I have $134.20 in free product plus one product at 50% off. If I book another event from that, then I will get another 50% item. If I am able to boost that up to the $750 mark, I'm going to get 25% off of 25% of that total in free product and two items at 75% off. And then you better darn be certain that I'm going to be talking to other people and telling them what I'm getting in free product, and wouldn't you like to do the same? It's especially good when you're doing this if you will have people kind of make out a wish list. and then be able to fall back on that when they decide, well, I don't really want to do that, I'm going to have to wait on this. It's a perfect time for you to say, would you consider doing a social event of your own? We can do it at Starbucks, we can come here and have margaritas and memories, or whatever you want to have it, your event as, and then you'll be able to get additional products off of your wish list, and hopefully you'll get it for free. All right, so where can we find information about the Youngevity Social? In Facebook, it's the Youngevity Social Selling Group. You can ask to be added, or you can send an email to socialselling@youngevity.com and ask to be added. You can also, what's really nice is that if you have questions, you can send them in the email and they will get back to you within 24 hours, no matter how busy they've been. They've always gotten back to me within 24 hours. And I had 2 products that one of my guests wanted to order, but it wasn't included in the listings of products available to buy. I sent them an email late Friday night, it was actually like 11:45 at night, and this morning when I woke up, I had an email back from them saying that even though it was month end and all that, and they're not supposed to really be doing a whole bunch of that type of thing, they had already added those new products and I could go ahead and place the order. So that's really good. Once you've done an event, they have a place that you can send feedback at socialsellingfeedback@youngevity.com. They want to hear from you, whether it's good, bad, you know, some suggestions that might make it easier, or some things that you think would help other people to be successful in the Youngevity social events. They also have phone support. If you call the main Youngevity line at 800-982-3189, it's option number 5. That goes to people who are very specifically trained in the Youngevity social. They are totally delightful people, and they want to hear from you. They want you to be successful. So please go ahead and give them a call. They're very, very helpful, and nothing that you say or do is considered stupid, at least while you're on the phone. Now, they may talk about you once you've gotten off the phone, but you're not going to hear it yourself. Also, if you go to youtube.com, and this is how I did it, because when this whole thing started, I was really sick with pneumonia, and I was not on these conference calls. So I just went to youtube.com, and I usually did this at the gym with my iPad, either on the treadmill or on the bikes. And I just watched Youngevity social YouTubes, one right after another, until I could no longer walk or pedal anymore. So it's a great way to get caught up. I would highly suggest that if you haven't listened to them, go back to the very beginning and listen to all of them. If you look for Youngevity Social, and just stop at Youngevity Social when you search on YouTube, you will see one grouping that has, I believe it's either 12 or 13 of these videos now, and just watch them one right after another. And now every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific time, so that would be 6 p.m. Eastern time, they have a webinar that will catch you up to what's the latest, what products have been added, what's changes coming, and you can find that listing under the Youngevity Social Selling Group, and check in on that. So what's coming up next? Well, the official launch is going to be at Leadership Summit in Anaheim next week, and on Thursday afternoon between 2 and 4, they're going to be actually doing social events for us to watch. We're going to have lots of interaction with Sean Brown, who's headed this whole thing, and other people who have been highly involved with it. There'll also be some system enhancements and website improvements, and, drum roll please, Helen. Next slide. Somewhere down the line, and probably not too far down, we're going to have what's called the virtual party, which is through a program called Meet FM. And this will allow you to do a virtual party with people all over the world, as long as they can log on to their phone or a computer. What they will see is you up in the corner, and they will have lookbooks, which are virtual catalogs that they can flip through as you're talking about it in the upper little corner. So they can attend this party at any time. It would have the same reward system as we've done with the in-person socials. It's going to be using technology that's similar to Periscope, where you can host or participate in the event right from your smartphone, your computer, your iPad, any of those types of pieces of technology. So it'll be really super exciting to be able to do that. I've wanted to do a Me Alicia party with my two nieces that live in New Orleans and my sister-in-law, but it's kind of hard to do. Skype is kind of slow and all that, but this will be so much fun because I can get people in New Orleans, I can get people in Florida, I can get in California and North Dakota, Minnesota, Oregon, any of the places that I know people, even have friends that are, in another country if I wanted to, as long as they can log in. So that's some of the exciting things that are coming up, and we'll be hearing more about that in Anaheim. All right, so let's talk about, I've got this slide here that shows you some of the different things that took place, but I want to talk about what I did on my very first one. So rather than read all what it can look like for you, let's talk about what really happened to me. So Helen, if you'll switch to the next one. This is really super fun. I had 7 guests, and I had a total of sales of $901. I had 6 guests that purchased enough to get at least one half-price item, and I received $231 in free product, 2 75% off products, and 1 50% off product. And I had people asking me if we could do more of these events. So you are totally allowed to host your own events. So if you're already doing workshops or things like that, you can turn that into a party, just like I did with my Midnight Madness. And like I said, I usually had between $100 and maybe occasionally $200 in sales, but by telling them that they could get a free or a half-price item when they reached $75, my sales last Friday night were $671. So it's a fabulous way to make the suggestion, and they do the upselling to themselves because they want that free product. So I highly encourage you to get yourself going. Don't be afraid to start. Pick an item that you really love. Like, for instance, the chocolate. We all love that chocolate that Youngevity has, and we're hoping soon to have the peanut butter cups that they're making. So it would be a great way to do a girls' night out with chocolate, and you could do coffee. We might not want to do the coffee late at night, but how about a Saturday morning? And you could do, just taste the different chocolates and just have a good time hanging out and having fun and see what it leads to. I think you'll have a great time. I know you'll be successful. It's a great new way to kind of kickstart your business all over again and really have a wonderful experience doing it and get a lot of free products. So I was able to buy things that I had decided I would like to try, but I wasn't really willing to put the money out. But by having these free products, I was able to try some new things that I hadn't had before, and to kind of stock up on some things at the 75% off that are a little on the spendy side. And I think you'd have the same experience. So I look forward to hearing what you have to say and what experiences you have with this. And we're going to wrap this up by having a call to action, and you better believe it's going to involve a Youngevity social. So here's our call to action for tonight. First of all, if you don't already have it, download the Periscope app for your smartphone, and it's available both Android and the iPhone categories. And follow us at YGY Club, because we're going to be doing Periscope from the Leadership Summit in Anaheim next week. And you might just see us with little Mickey Mouse ears on Saturday night. I want you to go and start or update your auto ship. Try out some of the things that Helen was showing us with the Aroma Share Club or the Soul Purpose, And, you know, the auto ships are a fabulous way to make sure that you meet your volume requirements for your level without having to really think about it. Then I want you to book at least one social selling event, whatever category you want, and post it about it on our Magic Moments group. I want you to go ahead and post that you're going to do it, because then it's in writing and people know, and then we want to hear about it once you've done it. And then I want you to join us at an upcoming meeting or event. We have them both East Coast, and we have them here in Oregon, and we have them online, and just about any way that you can get together with us, we want to see you, hear from you, or read about you. So with that, I'm going to turn it back to Helen, and thanks for listening. Open to questions, too, if you want.
Listen, I got nothing else. All I have to say is bam, because when you bring a leader to the team like that, who does that phenomenal training, shows you great ideas and inspires you, there is nothing left to do but to get into that action steps, just like she said. So thank you, Debby Lazarone, for your great ideas, for your professionalism, for inspiration. We just love you and appreciate the work that you put together to bring this to your team tonight. So thank you. I'm going to stop the recording, and then I'm going to open it up for calls.